hang you guys right here. There we go. Oops, hang on. So I've got a drive today, and I'm gonna take you guys with me on my, so sorry guys. I'm gonna take you guys with me on my drive. I'm trying to get this set up here. There we go. You guys gonna come for a little ride with me. What's that song? Do you wanna ride? Can't think of the song. I can't think of it. Anyways, so I'm gonna put on my little essential oils real quick, like I do every single morning. Okay, so I put my vanilla on first. Uno momentios. Oh, goodness. Sorry, I'm dropping stuff over here, guys. Okay. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do, let's see, it is 9:22 a.m. I'm due for an oil change as of yesterday. Anyways, okay, so my vanilla, I'm gonna put that on first. I put it right here, and then I put it right here. Then I put it right here. I know it's weird. Usually I put it here last, but yeah, it goes right here. And that's the spot, my third eye. And then I've got my jasmine, which goes, I put this one on much lighter. So the jasmine goes on my wrists and then very light compared to the vanilla. I do like a light tap. And then here, sometimes, yeah, the jasmine can be very overpowering. So I've been using these for several years. You can get them at like any health food store. Disclaimer, I am not sponsored, guys. But yeah, these are amazing. I've probably been using these for, if I had to guess, 12 years. And then I put my gold glitter dot on my, kind of like a warrior. I know that sounds really weird. I am a very weird, quirky, eclectic person, if you haven't already gathered, but yeah. Just put a little teeny dot right on that, right there, a little dot on my, you know, like cheekbone, or I think that's what it is, yeah. Okay, let's zip that up. We're gonna put that away. Then I spray my favorite cologne, which is Sauvage by Johnny Depp, and it's the Elixir. So then I put my elixir, and here's how I do it, guys. This is weird. I know I'm weird. You guys are gonna have to get used to it because it's who I am. I spray it over my head and I let it drop, like fall like rain, okay? Up there like that, and then I put the last of it on my neck on each side. Just like that, guys. Hello, golden. So that's what I do, if you guys are wondering. And it is 9:30 right now. I have an appointment with a PhD psychologist at noon. I'm really looking forward to it, guys. Note, a psychologist, a PhD is way, way different. My arm hairs are standing right now. Way different than a therapist or a counselor or a licensed professional counselor or a social worker. A psychologist, so a PhD is what you guys need to look for. A PhD means there's been a lot of education, tons, like graduate school. They are doctors. It's Dr. whatever their name is. So Dr. Johnson, you know, Dr. Earl, whatever it is, guys. They have a lot of education, and they use assessments, like actual, like personality assessments, trauma assessments, guys. So a psychologist is a doctor. They're very educated. I'm really looking forward to seeing this doctor again. We can finally get down to the nitty-gritty now. So in the interim, I have a prayer list in my hands right here. On this piece of paper, I have 8 prayers. They're not all for me. So they're for people I love. They're for myself and people I love. And every week, twice a week, I drive an hour each way. So 2 hours, so 4 hours a week, I drive to turn this prayer list in to this team of people that are prayer warriors. So it's a ministry. And I am headed there to do that. So I'm debating if I want to go to the health food store really quick, like organic, you know, guys, like what is there, Whole Foods and Natural Grocers, and get myself a little something. I'm debating. Trying to think what I would even get. You know what? I think I will. I think I want to get, it's called Bragg's apple cider vinegar. And I know that that's really good on an empty stomach, and it breaks down calories. So now, disclaimer, guys, I'm not a medical doctor, so I can't treat or diagnose. But yeah, and I need to stop saying so I'm working on it. At any rate, you guys, I do want to go and get that because it'll help me with one of my goals, which is weight loss for me personally. Okay. And again, guys, I'm not a medical doctor, so I can't treat or diagnose, but I do know that it helps break down calories and like carbohydrates and stuff like that. So yeah, let's do this. You guys like my hat? Says faith can move mountains. I love it. I love it. I love it. I want some more of it. Okay, guys. Anyways, we're going to head out now. Okay? So bear with me. Off we go. I don't use my mirrors. I prefer to turn my head physically. I've been like this since, well, forever. Even though I have a nice, a nice car that has like beepers and, sensors and all that, I still prefer to physically turn my head when I'm parking and turning and all that stuff. So anyways, yeah, old school manual, baby. Yeah. So we're going to go off to the health food store right now. I'm going to get the Bragg's apple cider vinegar. I'm also going to buy some more of that vanilla. I don't know how to pronounce the brand, but the vanilla oil that I use every single day. So I'm going to buy some of that. And you guys are going to get a surprise on one of my videos today. I am going to be sharing something with you personal. A little personal, a little thing. Don't worry, no names will be mentioned. Let me just say that, guys. You don't have to worry, okay? I'm healing, and that's what matters. So healing from my lifetime of trauma, guys. Yep. So, just delving into my childhood, I would never mention, names like my mom's name or my dad's name or anyone like that. And I'm not going to be sharing any personal experiences or anything like that. I mean, I could, technically I could, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to share a little bit with you guys. My healing journey, essentially, is what I'm going to be sharing with you guys. So yeah, we're just headed to the, place right now. Be rocking and rolling here. Yeah. So I'm trying to think what else is new. I'm single. And I am not ready to mingle, nor do I care to mingle. But I am single, yep. Anyways, I just got out of a 2-year relationship. Well, 17 months, technically, if you guys want to know. And before that, I was in a relationship for, I'd have to do the math. It was like 10 to 12 years, if I did the math. 2012, to 2023. But yeah, how long? I don't know. I used to be excellent in math. I was an honor student. I was in advanced math my whole high school career. I was two grades ahead in math. I used to be 2 grades ahead. Not sure. Well, I do know what happened. I had a lot of trauma, you guys, and it made me not good in math anymore. I guess. They say if you don't use it, you lose it. Let me say that again. They say if you don't use it, you lose it. So apparently I forgot how to do like all those extreme calculations I used to be able to do easily. I used to also be able to memorize license plates. Not that it matters, but I could like remember like three license plates at one time. Like, I'm not joking. And I could see it in 2 seconds. Like, I would see the plate and I'd have it memorized, like 3 plates. But again, I can't seem to do that anymore. I'm sure God can, bring it back and restore it. All things are possible, you guys. I believe in complete healing. I believe in complete restoration. I believe that all things are possible, you guys. All things. My desire right now is to heal my life, my mind, my body, my soul, my spirit, to really delve in deep into my life and my past, and just look at my life and how things have gotten to where they've gotten, how I've gotten from where I've gotten from point A to point B. And I'm finally in. These people are laughing. What the fuck? These guys are like looking over here and laughing. I don't know what they're laughing about, but anyways, both of them are like literally looking at me laughing. So they're goofy. Goofballs. Okay. Anyways, guys, I have finally gotten myself in with somebody completely trained, like absolutely high, PhD. My psychologist, the one that I'm seeing, has been on TED TV. So TED Talks. My psychologist also has some books published. So I'm feeling really good because that's also like the direction that I want to go. You guys, some of you know this, some of you don't. I've been working on 5 books, like writing 5 books simultaneously. My grandmother is an author. My family's from Australia and Canada. Well, we live in the United States, Australia, and Canada. And yeah, my grandmother, who I take after, was a doctor, and my grandfather was a doctor as well. But I will be writing my books also, and my new psychologist is an author, and like I said, a speaker from TED Talk. And I'm just feeling like I'm on track now. What else? What else is going on? I'm trying to think. You guys need to understand, if you guys are going to go to therapy, I would recommend that people go to a psychologist, and how you differentiate that is through the word PhD. When you guys are looking for a therapist, counselor, be sure they have a PhD. I know that the military, because I'm a military veteran, I know that the military only accepts PhD. And let me make that clear. I mean, the military, they don't see anyone else as credible unless they have a PhD, which is known as a doctor of psychology, doctor. I might actually go for my PhD. I was going to go for my PhD years ago. And I'm pretty sure, I'm like 99% sure I'm going to go back to school and get a PhD. Or a PsyD, which is pretty much the same thing. Psy, P-S-Y''D. I would be doctor of teaching psychology, doctor of psychology. It was a dream of mine before all the trauma. Yeah, let me say that again. It was a dream of mine before all the trauma and drama. Drama, yo. But I want to go back, and I'm almost finished with a master's degree. I have I'm like 5 classes away from a master's degree. So I can always skip that, and I can enroll in a PhD or a PsyD program, and it would be 5 to 7 years. And I know you guys are like, what? Yeah, you guys heard me. Psychologists, it's 5 to 7 years. Yeah, they're very trained. They use tests, they use measurements, there's all kinds of assessments. And speaking of assessments, I am going to be getting psychological testing for my PhD. I'm going to be getting psychological testing for my PTSD, my post-traumatic stress disorder from the military. And it's very expensive. It's like $3,000 minimum. I'm sorry, let me clarify, minimum. But I do need it at this point. I had some major discrimination that had occurred, unfortunately, way back in 2002, 2003. I had major discrimination in the military because part of it, a huge part is because I was born intersex. So I was born a hermaphrodite, guys. I was born with both reproductive organs. It's a very rare DSD, so a very rare disorder of sexual development. My biological parent has the same thing. Unfortunately, it led me to be a target for discrimination and bullying. that's a whole nother story. There's 2 individuals I'm working with, one in California, another one who's retired military sergeant in another state, not my state, but they want to do a documentary. So I'm supposed to be getting together a bunch of stuff on a documentary film. I will be on several documentaries. You know, that's a whole nother story, you guys. What happened to me in the military, it was horrible, absolutely horrible. You know, on a positive note, I was promoted in the military. Out of my entire barracks, I was the only one that was promoted. I went into the military to be an officer, and I probably would have been a medical officer or something like that, as I have a passion for health and medicine. My grandparents were doctors. So anyway, I'm in several lawsuits right now. I have the best PTSD military attorney in the country right now. Like, the most credible, highest ranked attorney. And I also have another attorney for a whole nother case. And then I have an appointment today with an attorney for, again, discrimination. Unfortunately, a lot of this, not all of it, 90% of my cases are discrimination. And so now I have to get 2 more attorneys for medical malpractice and medical negligence. And again, connected to the military. So it's really unfortunate what happened to me in the military. And I don't want to talk about it all right now because I'm going to be honest, I'm not ready. I haven't processed it. And I'm very traumatized by what happened to me in the military, like extremely traumatized. But I will be on several documentaries, and I will probably be writing a book about it, or it will go into my autobiography at some point. But yeah, you know, I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be with you guys on my show. And I'm going to read you guys a journal entry in about 5 minutes. My personal journal entry. And, you know, yeah, I used to do this on my channel back in 2012. I had a YouTube channel in 2012. And unfortunately, my YouTube channel got shut down because I shared about some holistic, organic, all natural medicine, you know, food medicine, and how it helped me with certain things. And I guess the government, you know, is pretty weird about organic stuff, like organic foods and stuff like that. They shut down a bunch of channels. Like, a lot of people that were into like oxygen therapy and what do you call it? You know, H2O2 therapy and MMS, what do you call it? It's called MMS. I'm having a brain fart right now. But they shut down a bunch of people's channels just for speaking the truth. And I spoke the truth about, you know, these organic health stuff that I had. So let's see here. All right, you guys. I have arrived. So I'm going to read to you guys. Let me see something. I'm going to read you guys a journal entry that I just wrote this morning. Oops. Okay. Hey, Chelly. All right, guys. So this is my journal entry from this morning. Hold on. Oops. I'm dropping stuff, you guys. Shoot, I'm dropping things. Okay. So here's what I wrote. Okay, so this is... I wrote, I used to write, meaning journal, all the time. In fact, it's what kept me sane during all the chaos. But then when I got and found myself in some unhealthy, abusive relationships, I stopped. Because the abuse was so bad and perpetual and extreme that I couldn't write it down anymore. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever felt like that. where the stress, the pressure, you know, going back to childhood, you guys, I'm going all the way back, okay? You know, where you couldn't even write. You couldn't even write because it was too much. So I wrote because it was overwhelming. But now I realize and remember the importance of journaling, asterisk that, the importance. And how it slows my mind down. Because when you have a lot of trauma, you guys, you could just, it's your mind, the anxiety is what I'm saying. The anxiety is just going and going and going. The trauma. And I wrote, it slows my mind down when I journal and is actually very beneficial. Like, you should asterisk that too. Because, I mean, truly beneficial. That's important. Okay, let's see here. Okay. So, it says, I wrote, I've gained so many insights through journaling. It's time to heal my life. Asterisk that also, because this is important, you guys. I said, it's time to heal my life. I want to be happy again. And it's, okay, let me make this clear. It's not that I'm not happy. I'm happy. I'm a happy person. But I want to be, I wrote, as in, okay, fulfilled with a capital F. Fulfilled. And then be able to make a difference. And again, asterisk, when I say asterisk, I mean, it's important what I'm saying to you guys. A difference. Making a difference matters to me in the lives of others. It's funny how you think you know who you're dealing with, but you really don't. People can and are usually so good and adept at putting on a mask and covering up the real them. I wrote the real them. I forgot what it's like to have real friends, okay? Now don't think I don't have friends. I have friends. But the real friend, I wrote, to have real friends. As in authentic connections, as in, you got to hear me, as in specifically, feeling truly, genuinely connected to others. Okay, keyword connected with a capital C. PTSD disconnects us from people. Post-traumatic stress disorder, it disconnects us. Love 43, I'm not doing readings right now, but you can hit me up for a private. If you text message me, I can do a private reading with you. My phone number is 310-890-9613. You can rewind the show. Again, my cell phone number is 310-890-9613. All right, so I wrote, I forgot what it's like to have real friends, as in authentic connections, as in specifically feeling truly, genuinely connected to others versus numb all the time and truly put out, sorry, all the time and trying to put out so many fires. Again, guys, because I was born differently, I've had a lot of discrimination and I've been so busy trying to put out those fires that I haven't even had an opportunity to heal. I said, I just want my life back and to feel peace, joy, and fulfillment. And let's not forget love. So peace, joy, love, and fulfillment. Again, I am and have been so anxious these last few years. I'm talking about probably the last, it's not just a few years, but my anxiety has gotten increasingly worse. Let's just say that. These few years being in extremely abusive relationships, talking the last 10 years of my life, okay, and trying to make sense of it all, unable to leave because I felt and was so alone. I was blamed. This is in general, you guys. I'm talking about my whole life, okay? When I'm talking my whole life. I couldn't leave because I felt so alone and I was blamed and I had been so isolated and it was blamed and manipulated by them and the abuse. This goes all the way back to my, it goes back, guys, but okay. Anyways, that I was led to believe and gaslit into believing everything was my fault. Now, I'm not saying that nothing was my fault. I just want to make that clear. I'm not on here to be all defensive. I'm just going to read to you guys transparently what I'm sharing from my heart and my soul. So I was led to believe and gaslit into believing everything was my fault in order for them to deflect and take the focus off of them. That I felt in all honesty, and I was made to feel responsible for fixing things. How can we focus on ourselves when we're blamed and constantly blamed and made to feel responsible for their issues? Okay, I wrote, they had me right where they wanted me, and I was a naive fool, too scared, hopeless, again, very isolated and trapped to leave, filled with so much shame, quote, shame and guilt, theirs, not even my own. Let me make that clear, like theirs. I mean, I guess I had some shame and guilt also as to like, why am I in a situation like this? Like, there's a lot of guilt and shame connected to that. Like, why am I fucking in this situation? Right? I said, their own, not even mine, to walk away and free myself. So backing up, I said, I was filled, too trapped to leave and filled with so much shame and guilt that wasn't even my own to walk away and free myself. I felt and was, and I became hopeless. By the way, I'm realizing how much journaling, meaning writing helps me process my emotions. It's essential. As I said, I stopped writing and journaling altogether when the abuse became bad. When the abuse became so bad. I guess that's what the enemy, meaning the devil, Satan, Christian, as you know, as Christians would put it, or in non-Christian terms, it's the ego. Hello, Joy. Hey, Chelly. Hey, everybody. Hey, Love43. Welcome. Okay, so I wrote, I guess that's what the devil wants, meaning the enemy, Satan, the ego. I don't want to let him. I wrote, this is therapeutic and healthy for me to journal, and I need to keep it up. I can't believe how much I've been through and all I need to process and all I need to process a truly remarkable story I will have to tell and share to inspire and help others, which I care about helping. I wrote, which I care about making a difference in this world and in the lives of others. This is very important to me, part of my life mission, so my life journey, basically, my mission and purpose. Thought. These people, okay, I'm talking about my past, really took advantage of me. Hurt people. So that's me realizing, like, hurt people. I said, okay, so they really destroyed and impacted my soul. I am so sad when I think about it. Okay, so then I wrote, they were supposed to be my friend above all else and betrayed my trust and turned everything around on me, made it out to be my fault. It makes me so sad. I love my doctor's therapy office, by the way. So if you guys just joined the channel, I just got a new PhD psychologist, and it's really been amazing so far. It's so cozy in there. I feel very comfortable, and it's bright and open, and there's nature. I'm glad I can finally say I have a doctor versus simply some professional licensed counselor or therapist. It feels completely different. Thought that just popped into my head. So as I'm saying this, a feeling came into my body. And I wrote, quote, you left me outside in the cold, ma, meaning mom. I'm talking about my mother. So let me just replay that. Thought, you left me out, meaning outside in the cold, ma. Left for dead. Left me with nothing but your curse words and slants and slanderance and hate. And then I just wrote a note to myself here. Note, read poem to my therapist, my doctor, essentially. So there's a poem that I wrote a long time ago about my family and what I experienced with my family. And I'm going to read that poem to my doctor today. And yeah. So anyways, with that being said, guys, I do need to go. I hope that was inspiring for you guys. I don't want to say I'm trying to work on not saying so much. But I guess I want to encourage you guys to write your story. I want you to journal. Journal, you guys. It's so good for you. And yeah, just start writing stories from your life. That's what I want to encourage you guys to do. It makes a huge difference. So anyways, guys, I'm going to bounce off here and get myself something healthy, like some apple cider vinegar, drink or whatever, and whatever else I want to get. And then I'm going to head to the prayer rooms because I've got an entire list of people to pray for right here. So I'm grateful for all of you guys. I'm grateful I finally found a highly skilled doctor. Look for that, you guys, a PhD psychologist. Thank you guys so much. And like I said, I'm grateful for all of you guys, and I will talk to you guys soon, okay? God bless you guys. I love you guys.